Forbes India, We Serve India, celebrating Indians who selflessly serve India. Presented by Lions Clubs International.
Hello and a warm welcome to Forbes India, We Serve India, presented by Lions Clubs International. And this initiative is a heartfelt celebration of the selfless efforts of individuals who are tirelessly working to make India a better place. And together, Forbes India and Lions Clubs International aim to honor those real-life heroes who are transforming lives and communities with their relentless efforts, their dedication to the causes that matter the most. From women empowerment and education to health, wildlife protection and environmental conservation, the We Serve India campaign shines a spotlight on the impactful work that is being done across these very important areas. In fact, as we launch this inspiring journey, we are privileged to be joined by Mr. Arvinder Pal Singh, International First Vice President of Lions Clubs International. He is a visionary leader and advocate for community service. Mr. Singh, in fact, has been at the forefront of initiatives that embody the spirit of giving and collaboration. His journey, leadership, and passion for empowering change has inspired countless individuals to take action for the greater good. And today, Mr. Singh is going to be sharing his thoughts on Lions Clubs International's mission, the significance of We Serve India campaign, and just how together we can truly make a difference. Mr. Singh, such a pleasure to have you today with us. I wanted to ask you that Lions Clubs International has a long history of exceptional community work, not just in India, but globally as well. What motivated you to launch We Serve India campaign?
We are all volunteers in Lions Clubs, volunteers across the entire world in almost 200 countries and geographical areas. And these are all individuals who are successful in their businesses, employments, professions, who want to pay back, who feel that they owe a debt to the community, to the society, to make the world a better place. And in this respect, it's very important that we spread out this message so that more and more people can join us, more and more people from all communities in our country, across the entire world can join this crusade, which is about making the world slightly better than what it has been before. And to do this, of course, we need partnerships with the media, because media has the outreach. We do the great work, the volunteers do the great work, but media has the outreach. And that's what prompted us, that's what encouraged us to have this partnership and a collaboration with your network, so as to reach out and acknowledge those individuals who may not be members of our, or rather essentially are not members of our organization, but are also making a very strong impact on the communities and on the society in our country. And that's what has been the reason for this collaboration, in trying to reach out the message of the importance of selfless service.
And that's very inspiring to hear that, Mr. Singh. I wanted to ask you, how do you then define a hero? What are some of those qualities or actions, according to you, that set these individuals apart?
Heroes, truly speaking, may not be recognized and acknowledged always. A hero is an individual who rises above just the ordinary, whose care and concern does not get limited to one's own biological family. It extends beyond one's own biological family. That individual puts in resources, which may be his own talents, his own passion, his time, his treasure to some extent, if possible. But that individual really wants to make that positive impact on the community, trying to make that society better than what he or she inherited. Now, that individual is the hero who steps beyond one's own individual domain or the domain of one's own family members and tries to improve the community. There are many such individuals across our country, maybe across the world, who are not really recognized for what they are doing, but they are the real heroes. They are the kind of people whom we would like the next generations to emulate. It's rather pathetic that today, if we are told and we are given an opportunity to go to our schools and colleges, and we ask the students to write an essay on a leader whom they would like to emulate. I don't think, very truly speaking, they have many choices there. I mean, maybe 40, 50 years ago, they had such leaders. We had such leaders in our country where we could have told our children, these are the individuals that you need to emulate. These are the real change makers. Now, these heroes, these everyday heroes, the unsung heroes are the ones that need a spotlight. They are going to be the path breakers for our future generations.
And I think your campaign endeavors to do that. It seeks to identify and celebrate all those individuals who are contributing selflessly to society. Mr. Singh, I wanted to ask you then that what are some of the fields or sectors that you believe that such individuals, these heroes, are making significant impact in?
I think in every sector, there are individuals who are working with the microfinance. There are individuals who are working in encouraging other social entrepreneurs. There are individuals who are working in the health sector. There are individuals working with education. There are individuals working in trying to build infrastructure. There are individuals who are working in constructing check dams in some parts of the country, which are changing or rather preserving water and bringing the ecological balance into the right perspective. I mean, people are doing so many things across the board. I would not like to limit it because the work is being done by these individuals. That work is need based. They recognize a need, they believe they can make a difference. They believe that they can find some resources to be able to contribute towards meeting that need, and they step forward. So it's a very wide horizon. Basically, this is the same theory that we have in Lions Clubs. It's all about need based service to our communities.
That's interesting. So, Mr. Singh, beyond the recognition through this campaign, then, what role is Lions Clubs involved in promoting, supporting, and I would also add protecting the contributions of these individuals or these heroes?
I mean, we work in collaboration with so many local clubs, so many local organizations. We don't even have a count. In India alone, there might be 5 to 10,000 such organizations that we may be working it. For example, in West Bengal, we call them even the para clubs, which means the local clubs in the community. In Delhi, they may be referred to as those organizations that exist in various societies. So these collaborations are on. They are on from the village level to the small towns and the large cities everywhere. We need to recognize them and we need to work along with them. Sometimes we have the resources and they are ready to work along with us. Sometimes we have the resources, we've conceived it, but we need more people to assist us. And they bring in that, that power of networking, that human workforce. Although we are about 300,000 Lions in India, we are 1.4 million across the entire world. But then the work is so big. We always need more people, you need more ideas, you need more resources. So partnerships from the smallest organization to the biggest organization, that's the key. If today we have to make a difference, it's through cooperation and collaboration.
Well, Mr. Singh, 300,000 in India is quite an impressive number. And you, speaking of partnership, then would you feel, corporate social responsibility comes into play here because they also have such an important role to play in community development? How can businesses then, partner with this campaign to strengthen their own social impact?
We are reaching out the word to the business community. As such, Lions Clubs regularly partner with various business houses, industry houses, and they support a lot of our programs and projects in setting up schools, hospitals, clinics, women empowerment centers, various vocational training centers. All of these are set up by the Lions Clubs. It requires a huge outlay of capital. We do a lot of fundraising, and the corporates also participate with us as a part of their CSR activity. But then there is no end. There is so much to be done. In our country alone, 140 crore people, India incorporated, the new India being born, the power of India being realized and recognized across the entire world. We need to get the entire population in every nook and corner of the country just lifted out of what has been, what has drawn us towards that poverty line. Just emancipate them, just get them out of those shackles. There's so much more to be done, and definitely we need to work along with the corporate houses. We do work with them, but then this message will go out stronger to them through this program that here we are. step forward. You take one step, we'll take two steps. We can together make a big difference.
But Mr. Singh, the effort is not just noble, it is admirable. Oh, I have to take a very short break right here. Coming up, we will hear a lot more about just how Lions Clubs International is empowering everyday heroes and transforming lives through We Serve India campaign. Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back.
Forbes India, We Serve India, celebrating Indians who selflessly serve India. Presented by Lions Clubs International. Forbes India, We Serve India, celebrating Indians who selflessly serve India. Presented by Lions Clubs International.
A warm welcome back to Forbes India, We Serve India, presented by Lions Clubs International. And we are in a very interesting conversation with Mr. Arvinder Pal Singh, International First Vice President of Lions Clubs International. Mr. Singh, as we were speaking, how has Lions Club collaborated with businesses to achieve some of the common social goals?
Well, even before the CSR laws were passed, businesses in India did participate, did support a lot of social activity. That's been the ethos of the Indian culture, the Indian way of life. That's always been there. But ever since these laws have been enacted, there are more funds available. As this happens, Lions clubs have the opportunities. We've identified those opportunities. We have, for example, 170 eye hospitals run by Lions clubs across the country. We have more than 200 schools that are run by the Lions clubs across the country, more than 50 blood banks, more than 50 dialysis centers, and the count could just go on. We keep expanding these infrastructures. We keep building new ones. In doing all of this, we need support. We reach out to the government. We reach out to the business houses. We do get a lot of support from them, but then there is no end, as I've said. We need more and more of that support to be building this infrastructure, not for the organization, but infrastructure for the country. Infrastructure to make the country stronger. Infrastructure to help the country move on to the next level. We are ready as a country to move on to the next level globally. We need to push from the bottom of the pyramid to take every individual up so that nobody is left out. That is what Lions clubs are engaged in. And we get a lot of support from the business houses, but we need more and more of it.
I think with the phenomenal work that you're doing, you would be getting a lot more support from every quarter. Mr. Singh, you mentioned this right at the beginning of our conversation. If we can talk about that, the role of the media and how important is the role of the media in amplifying some of those very interesting societal initiatives and most importantly, just changing the perception of community service.
Thank you very much for this question. And I'll be very honest in this. Sometimes we believe that the kind of work that our organization or even organizations like ours that they do not get the support of the media because we are just doing good work. And honestly speaking, we believe that media is looking for news which is kind of a little more negative oriented because that's what titillates the mind of the people. That's what the appetite is, and that's what sells. But we are so grateful to you, to your channels, for bringing up these particular episodes, which is about recognizing individuals who are making a difference. Unsung heroes, people who've not been recognized by the others, but people who are really making the difference in in their communities. That's where the role of the media is very important. Media today can amplify, can reach out the information, can reach out the good information. Now, that is what your channels are doing, and we are so grateful to you in reaching out the information about the good work that these people are doing, and of course what the Lions clubs are doing. And that is extremely important, I believe, in building our own nation.
Oh, absolutely. No, it's a pleasure to put out the commendable work that is being done there. Lions Clubs, as you mentioned, has been involved with numerous philanthropic activities in India. Mr. Singh, I want to hear from your personal experiences. Can you tell us some of the most impactful initiatives, according to you, that has really seen the difference on ground in the last few years?
Well, as far as blindness prevention, working for preventable and reversible blindness, that has been the core activity for the Lions for many, many decades. Towards that end, Lions have contributed immensely with more than 3 million surgeries almost on an annual basis that are conducted by the Lions Eye hospitals across the entire country. Now that's become a standard that continues. That's that because we are helping in clear the backlog. We are helping in setting up that infrastructure, taking it right down from the primary to the secondary to the tertiary level eye care centers across the entire country. And similarly, even in blood banking, we with more than 50 blood banks across the country, Lions are actually collecting more than 700,000 units of blood on an annual basis. And that blood actually reaches out to more than 700,000 because every unit of blood can be separated. The blood separation science and technology makes it possible. So with every unit, more than one individual can be benefited. And these are things that really are impacting everybody in the community, the rich and the poor. They all need the support. Similarly,
Yes.
with the dialysis centers that we are doing, we sometimes think that the work that organizations like ours do are only for those who are at the bottom of the pyramid, only for the poor, the impoverished. But that's not it. If you need blood, you need human blood. One may have all the wealth, but at that point of time, only blood counts. So blood banking is extremely crucial in our country. And stuff like this that we are doing, and it's countless. We can go on planting millions of trees each year to restore greenery, to restore that environmental balance. That's great work. We launched a campaign about e-collection. E-waste drive was launched just about 2 years ago, and it was taken up by the Lions clubs and our Lions districts across the entire country. Now, the amount of e-waste which is accumulating and which is not being responsibly being disposed of in our country is so huge that its impact will be really felt in the next few years, and that impact could be pretty dangerous. But Lions have also launched awareness about that as well, and e-collection, e-waste collection drives. So in every sphere, the Lions are trying to do to the best of their abilities to make that difference, to make our world, to make our country, to make our communities safer and more secure for the future generations than what we inherited.
And I think that's the dream, that's the vision of every individual. And it's so interesting to hear all that information. And thank you for enlightening me. So, then how does this campaign inspire others to step up and contribute for their communities? How can this be more encouraging for people to come out there, to give back to society and actually make a difference? How can we have more lions like you, Mr. Singh?
You see, giving back is a part and parcel of Indian culture. Um, I would like to be more respectful to people around the world and say everybody wants to give back to the communities. But definitely in India, the whole concept about sharing is so deeply ingrained in the Indian mind. Sharing for the welfare of others is a part and parcel of our culture, very, very deeply ingrained. We can go into literature that is thousands of years old, and we find references of that and very strong references of that, starting in Vasudev Kutumbakam and spreading out the message of a global family and reaching out that message of Daswanda, as we say, that 10% of your income to be shared for good purposes. It's there, it's already deeply ingrained. And individuals always want to give back to the communities. They need platforms, a pathway through which they can do it. The new generation, I'm very bullish on them. The generation Z and the thereafter, I'm very, very bullish on them because they really want to make the difference in the communities. We just need to show them it's being done here, and I believe many, many more would join.
Do you feel that the younger generation feel encouraged and enthused about doing community service, that they understand the relevance and importance of it?
I do. I'm very bullish on it. We've noted that the younger generation now is extremely concerned. They want to make a difference. They really want to participate in various programs of social upliftment and community development in our own communities, maybe even globally. They want to see the bottom line. They're very specific. If they put in their resources and they put in their time, they are more specific and they're more concerned about seeing what's the return on them, and that's very good. They want to see a return on their time invested. They want to see a return on the funds invested, and they are ready to conceive programs of different nature. I am basically very bullish on the young generation.
Well, that's a very positive outlook, because this generation also looks for very quick returns and quick impact as well. Looking ahead, Mr. Singh, how do you think that this campaign aligns with Lions Club's international current and future goals?
The motto of our organization is We Serve, and this campaign is We Serve India. I don't think there could be better alignment. The conceptualization of this campaign is so much integrated with the motto of our organization. And this has always been the motto of organization ever since we began in 1917. And it's so across the entire world. It's about getting people from different communities, of different genders, of different backgrounds. Anybody who has a heart to serve is welcome in our organization. And this is the message that is being reached out through We Serve India. Whatever you are doing is appreciable. Keep doing. Let's do more of it. We could do it together. If we do it together, we could share our resources, we could share our core strengths. Sharing core strengths is extremely important. This campaign will reach out the important message to everybody in the country that here we are and we can really make a difference. We can do it together. Yet, if you want to do it alone, we respect that as well 100%, because ultimately it's about making that essential difference in our communities, in our country. That is what the bottom line that we are looking at.
Oh, that was wonderful, Mr. Singh. And, I really have to thank you for joining us and sharing your thoughts and putting out such an important message to the citizens about the importance of community service. Thank you once again for that very inspiring discussion. And as we embark on this journey through the Forbes India, We Serve India campaign, let's all continue to celebrate each day, everyday heroes who are making a difference across the country and globally as well. Thank you once again for joining us, and let's keep the spirit of service alive. See you next time.
Forbes India, We Serve India, celebrating Indians who selflessly serve India. Presented by Lions Clubs International.